Welcome back to the Happy Homeowners Hub Podcast, the show designed to help you become a happy homeowner with no regrets. If you are new here, my name is Fred Turner, and I have spent well over a decade inside the property restoration and insurance claim world. I have inspected thousands of homes, worked with adjusters, contractors, and homeowners, and I have seen just about every mistake you can make during a claim, often more than once. Today's episode is called What Insurance Adjusters Don't Tell You, But You Really Need to Know. Before anyone sends me an angry email, let me say this clearly. Most insurance adjusters are not bad people. Many are hardworking, overworked, and juggling way too many claims all at the same time. They just don't have enough time to sit down with every homeowner and explain all the details of their policy and their specific loss. There are things they don't explain, don't emphasize, or sometimes just assume you already know that would be helpful. Those missing details can cost you thousands of dollars, months of stress, and more headaches than a roof leak during a rainstorm. Remember, the adjuster is working for the insurance company. They are the ones paying his salary. So today we are pulling back the curtain and showing you some hidden information you really should know. The adjuster is not necessarily your personal advocate. One of the biggest misunderstandings homeowners have is thinking the adjuster is a personal guide through the process. Here's the reality. The adjuster works for the insurance company. Their job is to investigate the claim and apply the policy to it. They are not there to educate you on strategy, options, or how to maximize your claim. Think of it like going to a car dealership. The salesperson might be friendly, they may smile, they may even offer you coffee, but they're not there to help you negotiate against themselves. I once worked with a homeowner who said, "The adjuster didn't mention that was covered." And my response was simple. "Did you ask?" There was silence. If you don't ask questions, the answer will never come up. Your policy is not as simple as you think. Adjusters don't sit down and walk you through the policy line by line. Why? Because that would take hours, and they just don't have that kind of time. Policies are dense, layered documents filled with exclusions, endorsements, limits, and conditions. Here's a real-life example. A homeowner had water damage from a leaking supply line. The adjuster approved drying and some repairs. The homeowner assumed everything was handled. What no one explained was that the policy limited certain types of water damage differently from others. Mold coverage was capped. Floor replacement had conditions. Matching materials was a separate discussion. The homeowner found out after the work started, and that was not a fun surprise. The lesson here? Just because something seems logical doesn't mean it's automatically covered in your policy. The first estimate number is rarely the final number. This one is huge. Adjusters don't always explain the initial estimate is a starting point, not the final verdict. Many homeowners think the first check is all there is. It often is not. I have seen countless claims where additional damage was discovered after the materials were moved. I have seen pricing errors. I've seen missing line items and outdated labor. One homeowner told me, "I didn't want to bother anyone, so I just accepted it." That decision cost them several $1,000s. Insurance claims are not about being difficult. They are about being thorough. You're allowed to ask questions. You're allowed to question estimates. You're allowed to ask for clarification. You're allowed to submit supplements when justified along with photos and other needed documentation. Here's a true real-life example. I inspected a house after a tornado came through in this specific region of the Chicagoland area. I met the adjuster at the property, and I could tell this adjuster was not very experienced. A week later, the customer received the adjuster's estimate. His estimate was for $53,000. My estimate for the same house with the same damage was $156,000. A week later, I met another adjuster at the same house, and he had both estimates in hand. He agreed that my estimate was much closer to what he could see from his inspection than the original adjuster's estimate. He basically used my estimate, made a few minor revisions, and we settled on $152,000. How could there be such a huge discrepancy, you might ask? A large part of the difference was that my experienced eye saw something the first adjuster did not see. When I was standing in the backyard next to the garage roof that was in one piece and which had blown off from the attached garage in the front of the house, I noticed that the second floor roof looked like it was sloped, and I wonder if the garage roof when it was sucked up by the tornado, had hit the second floor roof and broke some roof rafters on its way into the backyard. Sure enough, when I looked up into the second floor attic, I saw 9 roof rafters that had been severely damaged and in need of replacement. Time limits are real, and they really matter. This is something adjusters rarely emphasize. Insurance policies are filled with deadlines. Deadlines for reporting damage, deadlines for submitting documentation, deadlines for starting mitigation, deadlines for recovering your depreciation. Miss a deadline, and the door often closes permanently. I once worked on a claim where the homeowner waited too long to submit receipts for additional completed repairs that were needed. The depreciation money was not available for those additional items because the homeowner waited too long. The money was not delayed, it was not negotiable, it was gone. Totally unavailable. The adjuster didn't hide the rule. It was in the policy, but no one highlighted that for the customer either. Insurance companies assume you know the rules written in the contract or policy that you agreed to and that you signed, and most homeowners do not. You can get help, and it's not a secret. Another thing adjusters don't always tell you is that you don't have to go through this alone. You can work with experienced restoration professionals who handle these situations regularly, or you can hire a public adjuster in some cases. You can consult with a property claims coach, which is something that I also offer. You can ask questions. You can push back respectfully. You can request a different adjuster to perform a re-inspection. You can request explanations in writing. Insurance is a business transaction governed by a contract, not a favor, not a handshake. Knowledge reduces anxiety. Lack of knowledge increases stress. And as I often say, my goal is to make your homeownership journey smoother, smarter, and way less stressful. Let's take a brief humor break and a reality check, shall we? Let me lighten this up for a bit. I once had a homeowner ask me, if I'm really nice to the adjuster, will that help? I told them, it may help your blood pressure, but it won't really change your policy. Being polite is always good. And sure, it couldn't hurt, but being informed is much better. Another homeowner said, I thought insurance was supposed to make this easy. Insurance can help you recover financially, but it doesn't make the mitigation or construction process easy. It doesn't remove the responsibility from the homeowner. That part still belongs to you. Here is a recap of today's episode, and this is what I want you to remember. Adjusters are not required to educate you. Your policy language matters more than assumptions. The first claim payment is rarely the final number. Deadlines and not properly documenting your claim details can cost you money. You're allowed to ask questions and get help. My mission with the Happy Homeowners Hub is simple. I'll help you become happy homeowners with no regrets. If you would like more information on navigating property claims, I have published a book available on Amazon.com called The Happy Homeowners Handbook for Navigating Property Claims. And I have a companion to that book called The Happy Homeowners Claim Documentation Booklet. For more information on these books and others, go to my website, happyhomeownershub.com. Also, details are in the show notes. If you need coaching through a claim, that option exists too. You can sign up for a free claims discovery call. See details on my website and in the show notes below. You are not powerless in this process. You just need the right information. If today's episode was helpful, that's exactly why this podcast exists. Property claims do not have to feel overwhelming when you understand how the process works and what mistakes to avoid. My goal is to make your homeownership journey smoother, smarter, and way less stressful. If you found value in this episode, consider sharing it with a friend, coworker, or relative who might need it. And be sure to follow me so you don't miss future episodes. I've got some great stories, tips, and periodic guest experts coming up in future episodes, so stay tuned. And remember, your home is your biggest investment. Be smart from the start. Thanks for listening. This is your host, Fred Turner, and I'll see you at the next episode. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.